guys, Nick here, and I'm here to review the new Netflix TV show Jessica Jones. And to start things off, I gotta say, this is the one Marvel show so far I wasn't really hyped for. The reason being is that this is the first Marvel property that I've had no idea what it's about, no prior knowledge going into it. Like with Daredevil, I mean, I knew who Daredevil was. Come on. With Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., S.H.I.E.L.D., in the movies and stuff. Agent Carter, Peggy Carter was in the movies and stuff. Jessica Jones is a character that we've never been introduced to in any really form of media. Not really, I mean, I guess she's like popular in the comics, but not wildly popular. I mean, I'm not up front. I'm not a huge reader of Marvel comics, so this is a property to me that I didn't really know a whole lot about. So my anticipation, I mean, I was excited. I mean, Marvel stuff has always been good, but I don't know. I was optimistic, but I wasn't overly excited. It's not a bad thing. It's not a knock on the show, but so I just finished watching the last episode. I couldn't really binge watch it all at once, because I have a life and I work, so I just got finished watching it. And I gotta say, overall, I think just another one of Marvel's book. This series was so vastly different from anything that Marvel has done in the past. Tone-wise, I think it's the darkest, probably more grittier show, or even form media that Marvel has ever done. Immediately in the first episode, with all the, the cussing and the violence and, the sex scenes and all that kind of stuff, I was like, damn, Marvel let them do this? But, I mean, it kind of goes to show that the TV shows can kind of do more of whatever they want. And they don't have to adhere to exactly what the movies are doing. Because this show, I mean, obviously it's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it makes almost, just pretty much like Daredevil, makes almost no references to what happens, in the Marvel Universe, unlike Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agent Carter. But, I mean, they make references to, Hulk and the Avengers, the events that happen in the Avengers with the Battle of New York and aliens and stuff like that. And, overall, I think the tone of the show works, and even though it doesn't really feel like it's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because it's so dark, and yeah, there's like a bit sense of humor to it, but it's it's really like a dark sense of humor into the show. And watching it, I'm amazed at how much different it is compared to anything else Marvel has ever done. I mean, I don't want to keep sounding like I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I was like, wow, like I was shocking to see something more Marvel doing, like going into deeper and more serious themes, like going into rape and sexuality and all those different things that Marvel hasn't really touched on in the past. I mean, in this show, we see like lesbian characters. We see a lot more sex, a lot more cussing, a lot more. I mean, not violence necessarily, but we see more gritty violence. And then the bits and pieces that we do see, and it's just one of those things where it's just, again, I'm surprised Marvel even did this, because Marvel, for the most part, I mean, yes, PG-13 movies and stuff, but overall, it's been pretty PG. I mean, you believe in this fantastical world where there's superheroes and gods and aliens and stuff like that. Yet they do something like Jessica Jones, in which it feels very real, feels very human. It's a human dealing with human issues. And it's one of those things where I'm watching it and I'm like, you know what? Like this is, Daredevil aside, and the fact that Jessica Jones has super strength and stuff, this is the most human story that I think they've told so far. And to get into the show itself, overall, again, really, really great show. Kristen Ritter, who plays Jessica Jones, she was really, really good. I mean, she plays the self-loathing piece of shit and she even admits herself. She's not a likable person. She's really not. And she's mean to everyone she talks to, pretty much. She doesn't really keep anyone close, especially with Luke Cage and their relationship. And I gotta say, again, I'm not really big on Marvel Comics, but I am aware of who Luke Cage is. And I know that he's part of this whole Netflix deal. He's gonna have his own show. But I gotta say, Luke Cage stole, other than Jessica Jones, he stole the show from me. And every time I saw him on screen, he's not a man of a lot of words, or a character of a lot of words, but I'm watching it and I'm just like, this is the character, of all characters in the show, this is the one character I want to see on his own show. Even knowing that he's gonna have his own show, I'm just like, dude, this guy's a badass. And honestly, at first I was kind of iffy on his and Jessica's relationship, but by the end of the show, I'm just like, please get them together, please, please, please. I mean, as a guy, I mean, I'm not really, like, in general, I don't like superhero relationships, except for, like, Lois and Clark and a couple of exceptions here and there. But overall, I mean, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, their chemistry as characters, I mean, in the relationship, because there's the two people in the show, other than, than Killgrave, that have powers and kind of deal with their powers in a way that maybe we wouldn't think to necessarily use them, and have and the fact that they hide themselves, kind of, even though this is a world of superpowers and aliens and stuff, they still can't just go out there and destroy things or save people, But yeah, overall, just so many things about this show that I like. Like, again, Luke and Jessica's relationship. I love Jessica's friend Trish. I think she's a character that at first I was really iffy on. Though, I mean, in the first few episodes, I didn't really have an idea of what to think of the show yet. And I'm watching it, and like, Trish, other than Luke, and again, another standout character, and I love her willingness to stand up for herself. And even when she's dating that one guy, I think that she's such a strong character on her own. And for a show that's already kind of, like, subtly talking about, female empowerment, I think it's so great to have a female character in TV that doesn't rely on men, and can stand up for herself without having to rely on anyone else. And just overall, I think she's just a really well-rounded character who doesn't take shit from anyone, even Jessica. So I really like that. David Tennant as Killgrave. He's pretty much everything I thought he would be. That's not a knock on him. It's not negative or positive. No, I mean, it's positive. David Tennant is a great actor. From everything I've seen him in the Harry Potter movies and other stuff he's done, he's a great villain. I mean, they really make you hate him as a character. And it's funny because they almost make you want to like him at certain points. Like, he's doing this because, like, and he's not trying to control Jessica, but at the end of the day, he's a terrible, terrible, terrible person. And anytime I want to feel sympathy for him, I have to realize you have to pull myself back. Like, okay, this guy, he's basically a rapist. And the show, even they call him out on it. That he is a rapist, basically. And it's one of those things where, like, they try to like, in the show, they almost want to make you seem like he's like a humanized character, but at the end of the day, he's an evil person, he's a rapist, he's all these things. But David Tennant carries himself as the character, and it's just like, god damn, dude, like, I don't think I've ever seen a British actor who hasn't done a good job with their acting career. So he killed it as Killgrave. I still think that Wilson Fisk from Daredevil is a better villain. David Tennant is still a great one of the better Marvel Cinematic Universe villains overall. So I really like seeing him. I really think that Jessica's neighbor Malcolm, who was like the drug addict and all that stuff. I mean, looking back on it, I didn't like how they had to have the stereotypical black guy who he's the drug addict and he's the one who has the problems. I didn't like that aspect of it. It's like, come on, guys. I mean, it's Marvel. I'm not surprised. Marvel loves stereotypes and they love whitewashing and everything. But I mean, overall, I think Malcolm was one of the, again, besides Trish and Luke. I mean, the show has a lot of great side characters. Malcolm, I think, had the biggest character development in the entire show. Going from the heroin addict, even though I still felt sorry for the guy, I still liked the guy. He still tried, being a friend to Jessica, and he still showed that he cared for Jessica, even when he was using. And when you find out that Killgrave was the one giving him the money for the drugs, and he was the one taking pictures of Jessica. And from that point, when he started to sober up, I think the only thing I gotta say is I think they handled his sobriety a little poorly. It happened a little too quickly. I didn't like how that happened, but I really loved his characterization on the show and how he became such a really great and well-rounded character. And he's the one who tried to keep that like the Killgrave support group together. He was always trying to be there for Jessica, even when Jessica was being a huge asshole. I think he was the one character other than Trish that really spoke to Jessica in a way that wasn't condescending. It wasn't him trying to be mean. It's because he legit cared, and he knows that like Jessica deep down, despite all of her bullshit and her being an asshole sometimes or all the time, that she did care about him too. And she knows that's the best way of saying it, but you can tell that he saw that. And again, it's going from the character that he was in the beginning, just stereotypical drug addict, to one of the standout characters in the show. I think that was really great on the actor's part and the writing's part. I love this character. there's a few, like, what the fuck kind of moments. Sorry for my language, but, I mean, talking about Jessica Jones, I mean, it's not exactly a PG show. There's a few what the fuck moments in the show, like when when Killgrave moved into Jessica's old house, just to show how much of a creep this guy really is. That was kind of a jaw-dropping moment for me. Jessica tricking Killgrave at the house when you make it seem like, or they made it seem like Jessica was kind of ready to, like work things out and balance things out between the two of them. And of course, she, turns on him. That was really surprising to see. I mean, not surprising, not like I didn't see it coming, but I didn't think in that particular moment that it was going to happen. So I thought that was handled really well. I love the fact that, again, going back to Luke Cage and his great characterization, him going after Killgrave, even when it wasn't necessarily for Jessica, it was more for himself. And the fact that, despite how he was angry towards Jessica for killing his wife, that he still wanted to go after Killgrave, and not just for his wife, but for Jessica as well. I really like that. And I love seeing them, Luke and Jessica, working together. I mean, I think we're going to see more of them once the Defenders Netflix show comes out, if it ever comes out. I mean, I feel like it's been forever since they've announced it. I want to see more. I really want to see more of them working together. So hopefully, when Luke Cage comes around, or the second season of this show comes around, that we do see more of them working together, because I really like them working together. Like them, I want to see them date. I love them two as characters. And seeing Claire Temple again from Daredevil, I miss her character so much. Rosario Dawson is one of the most beautiful, most talented actresses that I've ever seen. Even going back to a movie like Clerks 2, where maybe not the best written movie, it was a movie that I enjoyed, but she just brought something to the movie that to me it made it all more realistic and more believable. And she brought the same thing to Daredevil, and now she's bringing the same thing to the one episode that she was in of Jessica Jones. And the fact that she's like talking subtly about Matt Murdock, and that she has a friend that she's willing to bring in, and Jessica's like, no, I don't even know they're someone get hurt because of me, blah blah blah. But there's a part of me that was like, come on. Matt is in the same city. Just bring him in. It's not that hard. He's a lawyer. He could have defended you. I mean, of course, me being a huge geek, I would have wanted to see Matt Murdock in the show at some point, but I guess you didn't. So to go into things that I didn't really like, so I'm sorry if I'm like going on for too long, guys. But I really like the show. There are some things that I didn't think worked very well. The guy who was, I think his name's Will Simpson or something. I don't even remember the guy's name. The really big buff blonde guy. I never liked his character from the beginning. I don't know why she started to date him. I understand that she was willing to forgive him. I understand that. I didn't like them dating. It's just every time he was on screen, I'm just like, get this asshole out of here. He's gonna fuck up, and then of course he fucks up, and he does something stupid, and he almost gets them killed a few times, and all he does is get super super strong from those pills, and then he disappears. I really hope we don't see him again, but odds are we are, because they're trying to follow that storyline. At least that's what they kind of hinted at the end of at the end of the series or the season. I really didn't like his character. It was just, come on, like, I wish they could have done more, or grab another cooler character than some, stereotypical white dude. I don't know. I want more diversity in Marvel, So there's that, and I really didn't care for Carrie-Anne Moss's character. I think her name was Jerry. I think, yeah, that was her. Hogarth, yeah, Jerry Hogarth. Who in the comics, I guess, is a man, and they changed her gender and they made her lesbian in the show. I mean, I like how the show took Marvel in a step to be a little more diverse and having dealing with homosexuality even a little bit, like infidelity, sex and all that kind of stuff. So seeing that kind of aspect of it, I mean, I did enjoy seeing that from the character, but I still feel like the character, I don't know if it was intentional, they made the character really, really, really unlikable. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of redeeming qualities to her in the last episode. Up until then, up until the last episode, I really didn't care for her or her character or her divorce drama or any of that stuff. So, that was just one of those things I was like, I could have done without. I mean, Carrie-Anne Moss is a great actress and everything, but I don't know. And then, of course, her annoying ass neighbor with the brother. I don't know why that character was even in the damn show. She was so annoying. All she did was screw things up and call Jessica a slut, call her a whore, all these different things. And I'm watching, I'm like, come on, guys, give us, like, I'm tired of seeing this like hoity-toity, white person who's really crazy. He's really, I don't know. I feel like I've seen this character done in so many times in so many different shows or movies or whatever. It's just it's gotten to the point where it's like, come on, it's not even original anymore. It's really not. And watching her annoying neighbor on screen, it's just, come on, give us more screen time of Luke. Give us more of Claire Temple. Like, give us Daredevil, damn it. I don't know. It's just one of those things I just really didn't enjoy. But yeah, overall, I gotta say, and I mean, and another thing too, I thought the finale was weak. I didn't necessarily care for how it ended. I was expecting a little bit more, seeing Jessica become a little more heroic. But again, maybe it's a character development for the character. I mean, like, good for them, I guess. But I just feel like it was kind of an anticlimactic finale where Daredevil, it was like non-stop, like, stuff going on. I mean, yes, it's a different show. I mean, it's like some people say it might not be fair to compare it to Daredevil, but I mean, I kind of have to. I mean, as a fan, I mean, because that's the only other Netflix Marvel show that I can really compare it to. And they're both handled really well. I enjoyed the series. I like the noir, like, kind of detective, sleuthing kind of thing. That's why I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes, because they're introducing us to these characters as well as kind of go into, like, the kind of the more detective, more noir kind of stuff. That I really did enjoy. But I just feel like by the time we got to the end of the season, I felt a little let down. But overall, again, really, really great series. And if you guys, if you guys are comic book fans or just like good drama fans, like, go out and watch this show. It's really, really good. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it if it wasn't. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me, guys. So if you guys like what you see here, go ahead and hit subscribe below. I review everything comic book, movie, or show related. I review Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow Monday through Wednesday. I review comic book movies. Those are all up on my channel. I did a season review of Daredevil. That's also up on my channel. I do comic book movie trailer reviews. I did a Star Wars trailer review. I'm be reviewing Star Wars, and that comes out. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and check those out and hit subscribe. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. So yeah, if you guys watch any of my stuff, you'll see me next time. Or maybe if you guys want to stick around my page long enough, you might see me do it second season next year. So who knows? So that's gonna be it for me, guys. So until next time, have a good one.